How's it going, everybody? Ashton here again, your coach of the Halifax Huntails. I'm here as promised for the Week 2 battle analysis of the Ultra Recon Doubles Draft League. As you can see, my opponent, BlackBolt, has a very, very scary team this week. He is the coach of the Milotic Mirage and had access to Kyrem, Iron Bundle, Pelipper, Rotom Wash, Metagross, Raichu Alola, Abomasnow, Dreadnought, Toxicroak, Claydol, Empoleon, and Terra Ghost. It's a very, very scary team. A couple of different field control options here, notably the rain and the hail. Very, very scary stuff. Making it very, very hard to prep for all of it. I'm going to do my best here to see if I can't execute my game plan this week, which is to keep both of those field effects off the field if at all possible, and only have Pokemon in that can benefit from those if they have to be up. So yeah, as you can see, he ended up bringing Pelipper, Dreadnought, Toxicroak, Rotom Wash, Iron Bundle, and Claydol. So went more of the rain route. I was kind of threatened by the rain route, and I initially had Magmortar over Urshifu Rapid, kind of a weird thing, but it really was something that I thought I needed, given the fact that Abomasnow was very, very threatening in terms of its ability to set up Aurora Veil and threaten a lot of my mons with Freeze Dry. Felt like it was very weak to Freeze Dry outside of my Terra type Steel on my draft. But yeah, I ended up going with a couple interesting options. Sunny Day Whimsicott, just to keep the weather effects in my advantage. And I kind of thought it paired well with the Magmortar, so it might not necessarily give me any offensive presence as an additive, but we're going to see here that at least takes the momentum off of my opponent's side of the field, or off my opponent's side of things. But yeah, so yeah, we have a couple tricky things for my opponent to deal with, and we're going to see if we can't Spartan up this week and keep Bronzong in a position to set up Trick Room for Tinglu, or just in general. My opponent's team is very fast in the rain, so if I can get Urshifu, for example, when Trick Room's up in the rain, it's going to be very, very hard for my opponent to work around that. And also, I should mention a little bit of background on my opponent, BlackBolt. He another new coach to the Ultra Recon community. Very, very happy to have him here. He came from one of my friend's streams, another fellow coach in the league, Dagster. Very, very cool guy. Plays Smash Brothers, something that comes close to my heart. Love the game. But yeah, we're going to see how well things translate over to the Pokemon side of things here as we hop right into this. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I do lead the Bronzong, was one of my dedicated leads, and I brought Morgrim to kind of give Bronzong the support it needs in order to potentially get Trick Room up and keep it up. Well, I guess once you get Trick Room up, it can be kept up. Unless my opponent brings Trick Room on Claydol or something, there's no way of reversing it, but unless I reverse it myself. But don't plan on doing that. We're going to see that I try to execute my game plan here. Going to taunt the most threatening thing on the field, or I choose to reflect this turn. My bad. My opponent decides to go for the Earthquake. I would have expected a Shell Smash here, but he actually reveals the Tailwind, so it's making me think, oh, is he Swift Swim? Or is he not Swift Swim? He might be something along the lines of Strong Jaw. But yeah, so we see how the plays unfold. I was kind of thrown off by the first turn. Didn't think my opponent would have Earthquaked when it had Bronzong on the field there, especially given that Bronzong does get Grass Knot in its move pool. But and then yeah, it was kind of interesting. I didn't think. I guess Dreadnought might not outspeed Spectre when with Swift Swim unless he was not Jolly. I'll have to look back at the speeds there, but yeah, I was kind of thrown off by the Tailwind. But either way, it's more advantageous for me as I do get at the Trick Room up, and I was able to alleviate the damage of Dreadnought and kind of put myself in a position where this incoming Toxicroak won't be able to do a whole lot of damage back to my Morgrim with the Reflect. So yeah, things are looking good for me here, and in my eyes, I'd see that I'd threaten the Toxicroak with a potential Psychic, even though I didn't bring him this week. So it'll be interesting to see how my opponent responds to the Trick Room going up, as he just chooses to Rock Slide. So just going for a couple doubles moves here to end that turn. into the next turn, he does fake out the Bronzong, so he probably was threatened by the Psychic, as I'm just going to Parting Shot my Morgrim out here, making sure that I can bring in Urshifu safely into this oncoming attack, as he ends up going for the Crunch on my Bronzong. I am packing a lot of HP investments, so that Crunch is not going to do a whole lot, as he does end up just double switching. Now, I was kind of questioning why he would double switch, or at least switch in McClade all that turn. I knew Rotom was a very threatening mon for Urshifu defensively, so I can see that one. But yeah, anyway, he did talk later about how he really wanted to have Explosion work this week, so he's going to maybe protect Rotom and Explode. So I'll pause so I can catch up here. So last turn he did switch into the Claydol, as I'm able to get the Surging Strikes off and set up Rocks, which will allow me to get one step closer to executing my game plan of getting Spectre in a position to win late game. I kind of saw this matchup as keeping Rain off the field and keep putting Rocks up to account for any potential Focus Sash users, so that Spectre can win late game with Nasty Plot and Shadow Ball. As my opponent didn't have any resists or immunities to Ghost on his draft, and his Terra type being Ghost didn't really help him much in that respect either, so just something I wanted to account for there, as getting those Rocks up really early game, as we do with only 5 Pokemon left on my opponent's side, making sure that he doesn't have, I was able to make sure that he had one less former removal in the Claydol, as I wasn't really expecting things to go that way that turn, but it works out in my favor. Pelipper being the only thing left that can potentially remove those Rocks, and if he was to defog in a future turn here, in an upcoming turn, he'd have to give up a big chunk of health to my Bronzong's Power Gem. So we're going to see how things unfold from here. As you see from turn 5, my Grimmsnarl, or my Morgrim, unfortunately does get paralyzed by the Rotom's Thunder. I never really calculated to see how much investment in the special side of things Rotom had, but from that damage, I don't think he was choice specs, or I could kind of confirm that he wasn't choice specs, even though I was max special defense Morgrim this week. If he was choice specs, he would have definitely killed me from that range, but the para kind of sucks here. Not necessarily because in terms of speed, because Morgrim doesn't have any attacking moves. It's only moves that are benefited by Prankster anyway, so we'll go first in the priority bracket unless I get paralyzed. Kind of a good play on my opponent's part. Scout predicting me to go for Power Gem on it. I didn't really have a move to hit Rotom super hard on this Bronzong, as I opted not to go for Grass Knot or Psychic, which would have both also been pretty good here. But it was more so just to kind of cover for both Hail and his Rain Setter. So that's why I decided to prep the way I did. But anyway, going into the next turn here, as we do see that I did click Light Screen that turn just to kind of keep the bulk up on my side of the field. I do get the Power Gem off, and I know Pelipper's in range now of another, so I can keep that in mind going forward, as he does opt to switch out his Rotom as I bring in my Whimsicott, and he puts my Whimsicott in sash range here, as I am able to knock out the Pelipper with my Bronzong. So Bronzong gets a kill here, kind of keep on par with my Urshifu, as I set up the sunny day to make sure that the Iron Bundle won't do a crap ton of damage, as we do a crap ton of damage back with a Power Gem. Very, very close to killing there. I was kind of looking at the calc and saying this does have a chance to kill if he's fully offensive, I think. I had a bit of special attack investment this week. I don't know, perhaps I'll do a team build analysis video on my week 1 and week 2 matches, not really sure, but you'll be able to see for yourself that way how I built my team. But in the state of things, like, this is amazing. I see this as a win. Iron Bundle, not very well known for having the highest special defense stats, but even then, it's a Bronzong with a non-stab special move. It's not at all impressive. So I was taken back by this personally anyway. And I know it can't switch out anymore given that Rocks are on the field and it's revealed to not be heavy duty boots because it used its booster energy. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I was able to get up Sunny Day and kill the Pelipper, meaning that Rain will no longer be a factor in this battle unless he has Rain Dance on something later on. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my position, despite the fact that the Mon count is 4-4, as I just decide to go into my Spectre here. So this kind of threatens a couple things, because I did opt to bring Protect on Spectre in order to potentially, if I ever had to potentially alleviate or burn or turn or Trick Room, and I get, well, in this case, I guess Tailwind. Just making sure that the Mons that are built to do well this week are always in optimal speed control predicaments to be able to make most of their offense. So I do opt to Protect here, and we'll see that my opponent does end up trying to double target my Bronzong. I'm really not liking them on here. Oh, he actually decided, my apologies, I got it wrong again. So I am able to kill the Iron Bundle with my Bronzong, as he opted not to double target my Bronzong this turn. I have to guess that Crunch was probably a kill, and so making me think more and more that this Dreadnought was Strong Jaw based on the fact that he opted to click Crunch at full health, onto a full health Spectre. Not that it wouldn't have killed if it wasn't Strong Jaw. It very well could have. We'll have to look back at the calcs on that. But if anyone can tell me in the comments whether or not it would have killed, be greatly appreciated too. I wasn't very heavily invested at all. I maybe had like 30 EVs split across defense and HP. So whether or not it would have killed, not sure. Let me know in the comments if you are able to figure that out for me. But yeah, anyway, back to the battle. Yeah, we're able to see, based on the fact they didn't double target my Bronzong, that I'm able to pick up the kill on Iron Bundle. So Bronzong with 2 kills already. Not exactly the Mon I was expecting to be the kill leader this week, but hey. So he opts to fake up my Bronzong, probably again threatened by the potential Psychic going into the turn. And, well, I guess he can't really fake up my Spectre. I would have more greatly expected him to attack Bronzong with Toxic Rope if he did have coverage for it. As we see this next turn, he does actually, unfortunately, get double miss with Rock Slide here. And I'm not sure if that mattered, given the fact that I still had a full health Ting Lu in the back. But it does kind of suck in the grand scheme of things. I'm just going to make sure that Ting Lu, yes, it was full health. So I wouldn't have necessarily tarried with the sun being up, and I don't know if Rotom, given that he ended up revealing this next turn, just spoilers, to be Choice Scarf, that he could have locked into one move that could potentially have, won him the game from that position. I guess if he'd had, goodness, got the Rock Slide off and killed my Spectre, which I think it would have definitely killed given no stab. I wouldn't have gotten the kill off on Toxic Oak that turn, and things might have been a little bit different, but even then, don't think Toxic Oak's doing a lot of damage to Ting Lu from full health, even though I'm not physically defensive Ting Lu. Just Ting Lu's bulk just precedes all that. Just unbelievable. And even a physical fighting move from Toxic Oak plus a Hydro Pump in the sun from Rotom, given that I was Assault Vest, definitely wouldn't have done the trick. So either way, I would have probably cleaned up with Ting Lu plus something else. So it would have been a win. Now that differential might have played a different story. Been a different story. If things had gone different that turn, but as we see, for my bad luck on my opponent's side, it does not go that way for them, as I end up picking off the Toxic Croak with my Spectre and cleaning up the remaining HP on the Dreadnought with my Bronzong Stomping Tantrum. So Bronzong netting its 3rd kill of the match, compared to my Urshifu's 1 kill and Spectre's 1 kill. As you see, he makes one last-ditch effort to get a big bunch of damage off my Spectre by tearing his Scarf Rotom Shadow Balling. I'm able to kind of sniff that out. As he decides not to go for it this turn, I would have, I guess he was just trying to go for the kill here. Probably didn't know for sure if his, after that turn, if his Rotom did outspeed me or not. He might not have been full max speed that turn, so probably just wanted to play it safe and get the last-ditch kill there. But yeah, we're able to thankfully clean up the game here with Spectre. Nice that Spectre got some action this week after not being able to hit the field in his first week. Couldn't really find a good time to bring it in, especially where Ting Lu was kind of taking all the taking all the action in week 1. But yeah, Spectre getting a chance to shine here, and we are able to net the Halifax Huntails their second win of the season, putting us up to a record of 2-0 and +7 differential. So things are looking good at the beginning, and week 3 is next, and I'll see if I can't either do live comms for that, or I might have to do another analysis. They're really not too sure. See how much time there is available for, or what the timing of the match entails for that to be a possibility. But yeah, I will look forward to seeing all of you back for week 3, and thank you so much for watching again. And as always, I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.